Welcome back to the Stephan Show. My name is Graham, and welcome to my show. Now, you might notice really quick that we got brand new mics, so the audio quality is now going to be insane for all of these calls and everything going forward. But yeah, Rode was kind enough to notice that we needed a way better audio setup, so they sent us all of this equipment. So we got like these really fancy mics. We got this really fancy mixer board here with all of these buttons, and it looks really cool. So anyway, this is going to be the first call that we're ever going to take on this new whole Rode system. So Rode, thank you so much for doing this. Really appreciate it. And with that said, we're going to bring on Will. Now, Will is a 17-year-old entrepreneur that he's now making about $5,000 a month at 17, and he wants to know whether or not he should go to college or just skip out on college and continue being an entrepreneur, making $5,000 a month at 17 years old. So with that said, let's bring him on the show and see what all of this is about. So welcome to the Stephan Show. So what's going on?
Hi, Graham. My name is Will. I run a YouTube channel by the name The Financial Wolf, and I do all sorts of different challenges on making money, such as when I sold your iced coffee in front of Starbucks.
I saw that video. I thought that was hilarious, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You should go up to people and be like, you don't know who Stephan is? You don't know 20-cent iced coffee? Oh, man, that was hilarious.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well. I got a couple sales, but we ended up getting kicked out.
Oh, that's too bad. They don't like you succeeding.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to tell people that they should spend 10 cents on coffee instead of $4, but they weren't listening to me, and they told me to leave or else they'd call the police.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Oh, yeah.
So what's up? So what's going on? What's your question?
Yeah, so I started this YouTube channel probably about 2 years ago, and in the first 12 months, I had almost no results. And then suddenly, last October, I made a video where I sold candy at school for a week, and it blew up. It's almost at 1 million views. And since then, my channel's kind of gotten traction, and I've started making some decent money with it. I'm at a point where I'm making about $5,000 a month, relatively consistently these past 2 months. And the issue is the new content I make is extremely expensive for the most part. Like, I have these challenge videos where I've spent like hundreds of dollars. Like, I made a video where like I paid Grant Cardone like $300 for like a cameo where he would give me life advice. So like I do these videos that are so expensive that I don't quite make the money back on. And my question is, do you think it's worth it to kind of shift my content to increase the profitability of the channel? And also, I'm 17 years old, and I'm wondering if you think it would be worth it to jump into YouTube full time after high school.
Yeah. So first of all, let's talk about the YouTube question. Absolutely, it's worth it. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to think of this too. If you were not spending the few $100s on a video, you would not be getting $5,000 a month from YouTube, right? It's just the cost of doing business. It's like this is one of those situations where every dollar you put in your YouTube channel right now could give you back $4 or $5 in profit. It's worth it. That you basically have a money printing machine, and you're like, but Graham, it costs too much to run the electricity on my money printing machine. Should I not run the money printing machine? No. So what if it costs a little bit of electricity? You're making so much money because of it. So you should not see this as you spending money. This is not you spending money. This is you investing the money, and you're getting a very positive return on it. So get that out of your idea that, like, you know, you shouldn't spend money on your channel. I think it's a really good idea. I think those ideas are really creative. I think spending money wastefully, buying stupid stuff, that's what you should avoid. But if you're doing something like this, it's for a YouTube video. First of all, that's a tax write-off. So even if you don't make any money from it, it's going to get bumped off of your income. So you're good on that. But if it's making you money, just keep doing it.
Am I able to write off that full expense, to your knowledge?
Yeah, of course, dollar for dollar. If you paid Grant Cardone $300 for life advice for the purpose of a video, that $300 is a full-on tax write-off. So if you make $600 from that video, let's just say, now you're only taxed as though you've made $300 because you take the $600 profit minus the $300 cost. You're left with $300 that you'll pay taxes on. And you get Grant Cardone's life advice. I don't know if that's worth $300 or not, but no, I hope it was. What was it?
He was just telling me.
Yeah, what was it?
10x. He's like, well, at that time I was making like $3,000 to $4,000 a month, and I was actually curious on what his advice would be on like looking at real estate properties and stuff. But literally all he told me in the cameo is that I should look to 10x it. Like if you're making 3 or 4, think 30 to 40. That's like all his advice was.
That sucks.
I guess
sucks,
it was
man.
good content. It was funny.
Honestly, man, I wouldn't, at your level where you're starting off right now, I think real estate is good to think about right now. But at 17 years old and you're just building up this business, I would focus all of your time on this business. I think your time is way more valuable right now trying to grow this to 10x it. Try to get $30,000 a month. I think you're more likely to get $30,000 a month from this channel in the next 18 months than you would be from doing anywhere close to that in real estate, given the amount of time it's going to take you to do that. At least right now. I think in the future, do real estate. Save all of your money, be smart with it. But I think right now, the YouTube channel. And that's why I would tell you not to go to college.
Yeah, I've kind of flopped back and forth on it because before YouTube kind of started taking off, I wanted to do like something in the investing field. But I really do enjoy doing this at the same time. So I'm not sure if I should do it more as a side thing or just jump full into it. And I'm at a point where profit after all expenses, I'm probably coming out with $3,500 to $4,000 easily every month.
Okay, so let's talk about your college plan for a second. What would you study? I mean, let's say you get a degree. What would you do now?
I was planning on studying finance and then trying to get a career in investment banking. That was before I started getting into all of this. And now I'm potentially considering jumping into YouTube full time and doing like these businesses for the videos and just skipping college and doing that.
Investment banking is a nightmare. You sound exactly like me. I think when I was 17 and I was figuring out like, what can I do to make a lot of money? Investment banking was on it because I'm like, I love investments. I love it. No, I actually had a few, I wouldn't call them close friends, but a few acquaintances in high school that ended up going to college, going the investment banking route. And those guys were working like 90 hours a week
Really?
for those first few weeks. And they were making like, I don't know, $120,000, $130,000 a year, which is really good. But you have to consider, I mean, they went to top tier schools. I don't know how much money that cost them to go to those schools for 4 years just so they can get out and start off at, 6-figure job, working 90 hours a week. Just they had no life. Investment banking is so stressful. I think it's not worth it. For someone like you who has a very, I think you have a much more creative mind than a lot of people. And I think that should be put to good use. Investment banking, in hindsight now, I would have been miserable. I'm so thankful I didn't go into investment banking. Right? I wouldn't have done it. I could not have stood it. No, not at all.
Because I saw the movie Wolf of Wall Street, and it seemed really cool. That's kind of why I wanted to look into it. Because I mean, it's kind of a funny movie, but I know it's not at all what it's like. So I saw that, and then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should look into this. And I mostly just got the idea from like YouTube movies and just like Netflix and stuff.
No, investment banking is a grind. It's an office job grind where you're basically you're bound to whatever company you work for a decade or 2 decades of your life. And you have to really, a lot of the top places want you to be like the best and the brightest, like the top of your class. And you're talking about 4 years of your life that you have to put away, plus all the money that you spend and the opportunity cost of spending 4 years going to school to be an investment. You're not going to be able to do YouTube and be an investment banker at the same time. I don't think it's worth it. And honestly, now there's so many different ways to monetize a brand on YouTube. Like now, one of my months would make more than most investment bankers would make from YouTube. I mean, it's really so it's. And you're starting off so young. I mean, the possibilities are really limitless for you. And you could start doing TikTok too. You're young enough where you could do TikTok. I'm too old to do TikTok videos.
Yeah,
you could do
TikTok is a great opportunity. I actually started making videos on TikTok, like doing some repost content, like theme pages, and I got one video that had over 1 million views.
See, yeah, it's very easy to me. It's very clear. I mean, you're best off, I think, financially, going the YouTube route. Just continue expanding your content. Here's the thing, too. If YouTube fails, let's say just 2 years from now, the whole site goes down, something happens, you could always go back to school at that time. And at that time, then, you would have hopefully a lot of, decent amount of money saved up, have a whole bunch of knowledge. You will have built up a platform. Even if you're like 50,000 subscribers, I think now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You built up a platform of 50,000, regardless of anything else. I mean, that is impressive in and of itself. So you could always go back to school at a later time. You could always be an investment banker if you really want to do that. But I think now you got this window of opportunity on YouTube. It would be a shame not to take it.
Yeah, because it definitely does take a lot of time. And I mean, I've been very easily able to manage it like while going to high school, because in high school you don't really have to do homework. You can kind of just go to class, and like it's not as much work, I feel like, as like going to college. So it's probably definitely a good idea to spend more time just focusing on the videos, because I mean, a video, it takes about like 8 to 10 hours to fully make and like do the challenge, and doing that at the same time as having a job would be difficult. And also I thought about like maybe being an investment banker and like filming videos about the process of doing that, but I'm not sure how like a job would let you like film at work and stuff.
Yeah, very rarely. We've spoken to a few people in the past that we had to change their names and some details about them because they knew if their company found out that they were talking about, their company would like probably fire them. So there's a few calls that we've done where we have to be very careful about what we say. And
Really?
yeah. So it's not something where they want you to be fully transparent and open about a lot of this stuff. People are either going to love my advice or hate it. They're going to be like, you're telling him to drop out of college, you drop out of school.
My last question is, again, in regards to YouTube. I have those expensive videos that I make actually tend to do worse than my most popular series, which is like drop shipping, which I actually make money on the videos because I'm starting a business and making money from it. So do you still think it's worth it to spend the money on the content, even though it's not my best performing videos?
I would do whatever you have the most fun doing. I think, at least from my experience, sometimes the videos I put the most time into do the worst. And the other videos that I don't think like anything of, and I just kind of throw them out really quickly, end up doing the best. So with YouTube is a whole bunch of like, you got to try a whole bunch of stuff and throw it at the wall to see what sticks. It's so random. So I wouldn't stick with one particular style of doing it, like spending money on videos or doing like really quick videos. Both work. It's just whatever happens to take off at the time. There were very few videos I've ever done where I expected the video to go viral. Very few. I think the only few that I thought had a potential, the Ben Mala, the Meet the $250 Million Man. I knew that video would do well. So that was one video out of like 500 videos that I was so sure of that video doing well. And then maybe How I Bought a House for $0. Maybe that was the only other video that where I was just like, I knew this is a big topic. Everything else I was very unsure of. And I was just like, either it's going to be big or it's going to totally bomb. And then it's one of those.
Yeah, and that's why you just kind of stay really consistent. I think that's awesome what you do. You just do 3 videos a week, whether it's a banger or not, and one of them are just bound to do well, and that's kind of how you've continued success.
Yeah, I think we looked it up a while ago. I think it's like 1 out of every 20 or 25 videos hits 1 million views. So it's basically one video a month, give or take. We'll hit 1 million views. But I'm making a new video every day. Pretty much between all the channels. So it's like one of those videos out of like 30 really will hit 1 million views. So it's just, and you never know which ones. Like my credit card unboxing video, that was meant to be a filler video that I knew that I just didn't have time to get a video out that week. So I'm like, let me unbox a credit card. It might be kind of it. And then that was like my most viewed video at the time on my channel, was just unboxing a credit card. I didn't think
that's crazy.
Anything of it. Same thing with my Tesla video. I really thought like, is anyone gonna care about me buying a Tesla? And I actually put in the financials of like how I got it down to $78 because I was afraid if I didn't do this, my entire audience would hate the video. So I need to try to figure out how I can make this like somewhat finance related so it fits my channel. And then that's now the most viewed video on my channel. Like there's why I didn't get the Apple credit card was another video that I was like, is that, are people really going to care why I'm not getting the Apple credit card? Like me, really? Another one of those, you never know. And sometimes it's those simplest topics that do the best.
100%. Yeah, I remember watching the $78 Tesla video. I mean, it's kind of crazy, like, how much money you saved on that. Like, because the payment itself is like almost $700 a month.
Yeah, the Tesla for me has been the best purchase I think I've ever made in my entire life, because not only is the car just a great car to begin with, and like the cost is really about $78 a month after taxes and write-offs. Like, so it really is a $78 a month car. But that video now has made like 60 something thousand dollars just from the video.
Wow.
And just from the one video, not to mention all the other videos on Tesla that they made. So I think combined, we're probably like at $90,000 from making Tesla videos in the last year and a half. Combined
You
with
could just buy another one.
yeah, but combined
get
with
a
also
Model
I
X.
invested in Tesla. So now the Tesla stock has gone up. That paid for the car again. So it that was a totally free car. Plus I made my. It's just thank you, Elon Musk and Tesla. Thank you. It's
Yeah, I actually
never
I actually
imagined.
bought Tesla stock.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I know. I bought it at like $300 a share, but I sold too early. I sold it at 900.
I sold half of mine at 914. So you never know.
Okay.
And then I bought more at 935, which
Really?
yeah, so I bought in higher. Yeah, it dropped and I was just like, no, it's going to drop a little bit more and I'm going to buy like close cuz I started buying it at like 260. And
Wow.
so I was thinking like, oh, it's going to drop around 260 and then I'll buy more. And it never, of course it never did. It got to like 3 something and then I was like, oh, it's going to drop a little more, and it just kept going up and it's like, it's going to drop, and it never did. So lesson learned. But
Yeah, I mean, I've started investing like 20% of my income, and then at the same time, I also set aside like a good 50% that I can spend on videos and like making better content.
yeah, keep it up, man. Keep it up. My
Thank
vote
you.
is don't go to college and keep making videos right now.
Okay,
You'll
will
look
do.
back. You'll look back at this, and 5,000 a month is going to be a bad month. I bet in a year from now, you're going to look back at 5,000 a month, and you'll be like, "Oh man, I can't do that ever. Like that was bad. It's a bad month." So I think it's all up from here.
I hope, man.
Be
Hopefully,
smart with it.
keep killing it.
Thank you. You too, man. I really appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Cool.
Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to destroy the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Also, feel free to add me on Instagram. I post it pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to add me there. As on the podcast, link down below in the description. New videos being posted every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And lastly, if you guys want 2 free stocks, use the link down below in the description, and Webull is going to be giving you 2 free stocks when you deposit $100 on the platform, with one of those stocks valued all the way up to $1,400. So if you want your 2 free stocks, use that link down below. Let us know which 2 free stocks you get. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.